Can I see your license, please?
For what do you want his license for?
Gotta make sure he's active. All right.
No, that ain't how it goes, bud. Watch it, see if he gets my license. Watch this, you know? Don't even ask me for a license, buddy. If you don't think I got one, you wait till I pull out of here. You get a reason to pull me over, and then you ID me, okay? I don't give up my Fourth Amendment for nothing, unless I committed a crime. You shouldn't have ID'd him, bro. I said everything was cool. No, so there was no crime committed.
He's driving on a public way, right? So.
It doesn't matter. You can't just ask somebody for a license because you want to see if they're freaking active. They got to do something to get pulled over. You didn't pull us over. You know what I mean? You just pulled up on
street. Yeah, sir.
It doesn't matter. I can park here all day if I want. Okay. Know the laws, buddy. This is our street. We own these streets, bro. We own these streets. We pay your salary. Use protect and serve, not ID when you want, because you want to make sure somebody's active. Let me see your ID. You got a license? Let me get your license, bro. Let me see if you're active. How long you been a cop for?
6 months.
6 months, okay. So you know
Okay.
Okay? You did 6 months of training and you've been a cop for 6 months. Okay. You know nothing. You don't know the law. Don't ask people for IDs. All right. It's like crack to you guys, okay, pal? That's a Fourth Amendment violation.
Several weeks ago, MAA Audit got in a super minor fender bender in the town of Tewksbury, Massachusetts. He and the other driver pulled over off the side of the road and found that there was no damage and no need to exchange papers. They decided to go their separate ways. Police were never called for assistance. However, one nosy Tewksbury police officer was driving by, saw them, threw on his lights, and wanted to go fishing for some ID. But the only thing this cop got was a good old-fashioned roasting. And I looked at this video, I found it really interesting because I think most of us have been, or at some point in our life will be in a minor fender bender. What are your rights in an accident? If a police officer's not present, do you have to identify if they show up and there wasn't a call for service? What are your rights? In this video, we're going to explore it. And don't be surprised when you see an overwhelmingly uneducated and idiot cop. This department is known for them. In fact, I've been there before, and this is from one of my videos.
What's your plan?
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you, man?
Good. How can I help you?
What's your plan?
Huh?
I'm looking for a new game to download. Something to help pass the time. What's your plan?
Huh? I'm not playing anything.
You weren't just playing a game right there?
No.
So we got you playing a game.
Yeah.
And now you're going to lie to my face and tell me you're not playing a game.
Looking at something on an app. Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, so it was an ad then?
Yes.
Okay. All right, cool.
So how
Just
can I help
checking
you
in.
today, sir?
You're answering my questions. That's how you can help me, man. That's all.
Okay.
You just answering some questions.
What's that? Yeah, McMahon, 41.
Thank you.
Thanks. Sergeant, officer. Officer, okay. I always like to address people by their earned title, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Call screen. There's not too many ways you can turn it. You want to go around that side? You can get it from that side?
What are you trying to look at here?
I'm just looking at your screen there.
Okay, well, you don't need to be looking at
I
that,
do.
though.
It's in public, so I'm going to look at it. You don't need to tell me what I'm going to be doing
Sir,
in public.
You have a good day.
I don't tell you how to police. You don't tell me how to public. Slow down.
Right? Almost ran your foot over.
Use directionals. Oncoming traffic.
With that being said, let's jump in.
I tapped him. This guy just rear-ended me.
You guys exchange information? Oh yeah, just.
You know, I don't see no damage to my car. I was just rear-ended 2 weeks ago too, man, and this was what happened. You hit me here.
Yeah.
So I don't see any damage.
No, I don't see anything.
So we're good, buddy.
All right.
All right,
I'm
man.
sorry.
Just be careful, all right, buddy? Don't... These guys can't do They can't ask you for a license. Don't give them nothing, okay?
Now, the first question that pops into people's head is what MAA Audits just said accurate? I spoke to an attorney here in Massachusetts and ran all of this by him to get his take on it. And number one, there was no call for service. No one called 911 and no one requested police assistance. There was no issue with the two parties exchanging paperwork because they both decided there was no damage, so there was no need to exchange paperwork. The accident did not happen in police presence. And there's no indication that either drivers were impaired. or that there were any other criminal elements that would exacerbate this issue. And everyone's situation is going to be different, but as far as I understand from this attorney and from my own experience, if you get an offender bender, outside of police presence, there's no call for police service, you successfully exchange paperwork, and there's no exigent circumstances, then there's no reason for you to need to ID to police. Now, this isn't legal advice and I'm no lawyer, but I spoke to one and this is our take on it.
What's going on, sir?
Nothing. He's good. He's good. He just tapped me.
Yeah.
I was just up there filming you guys. They arrested somebody.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Excuse me, sir. Second place map, 9 Juliet Foxtrot 852. That's 9 JF 852. This is your car here, sir?
Yep.
Okay.
What's your name and badge?
Officer Carter took 138.
138. All right. Yeah, we're good, man. You know what I mean? He got no damage. I got no damage.
This vehicle's in your name?
It's in my name.
Okay, awesome. And you're?
It's in my mom's name.
Okay, can I see your license, please?
For what do you want his license for?
Gotta make sure he's active. All right.
No, that ain't how it goes, bud.
That's all right.
You know, people, this is what I do for a living, right? I film these police, right? I protect people's rights. And watch it, see if he gets my license. Watch this, you know? Don't even ask me for a license, buddy. If you don't think I got one, you wait till I pull out of here. You get a reason to pull me over, and then you ID me, okay? I don't give up my Fourth Amendment for nothing, unless I committed a crime.
So there's no questions or allegations about any moving violations, traffic infractions, or any other crimes. So there's no need to be asking for identification. The police officer should have got out of the car, saw everything was in hand, and kept it moving. But cops don't have the ability to look at things logically. They have that cop tunnel vision. And almost every interaction they have with somebody, the only thing they see is the ends to justify the means, and they're willing to do anything to get an ID. I mean, at this point in the video, it even seems that both drivers are quasi-detained. Furthermore, if they're detained and they haven't committed a crime, this could constitute a seizure. But things start to make sense why this cop is doing this. Turns out he's a brand new rookie. He's only been on the job 6 months, but he's just as willing as all the veteran cops to violate your rights right now.
You guys good? Yep.
Remember this car, because you'll see it around. I'm sure you know me anyways, or you'll hear.
I've seen your videos, yeah.
Yeah, you see my videos, so do the right thing for the people. You shouldn't have ID'd him, bro. I said everything was cool.
No, so
there was no
make sure
crime
he's
committed.
active. He's driving on a public way, right? So.
It doesn't matter. You can't just ask somebody for a license because you want to see if they're freaking active.
And this is what I call dumb cop honesty. They are as sure of themselves as they are unsure of the law. And they'll admit to the violations that they've just engaged in, really without a care in the world. This cop has now just admitted that asking for identification has nothing to do with the possible fender bender that may have taken place outside of his presence. He admits he's just curious, and he wanted to check IDs to see if people are active. Look at it this way, people. If you're driving down the street and there's no traffic infraction, a police officer can't just pull you over to see if you're active, as that would violate your Fourth Amendment rights to be secure in your persons, your papers, and effects, absent a crime, probable cause, or reasonable articulable suspicion. If they can't do it in that circumstance, they can't do it now. And there is no case law or precedence that said you have to give ID to satisfy a police officer's curiosity. But that goes to show the intent of this police officer. It had nothing to do with a possible accident. The moment he saw these two drivers, he wanted to exhaust every single resource, legal or illegal, to hopefully find some evidence of a crime, whether it violated their constitutional rights or not.
They got to do something to get pulled over. You didn't pull us over. You know what I mean? You just pulled up on
street. Yeah, sir.
It doesn't matter. I can park here all day if I want. Know the laws, buddy. This is our street. We own these streets, bro. We own these streets. We pay your salary. You protect and serve, not ID when you want, because you want to make sure somebody's active.
You know, this cop looks kind of suspicious. He's failing to maintain eye contact. His eyes are darting around in different directions. He seems very uncomfortable and nervous. I wonder if the cop's license is active.
Let me see your ID. You got a license? Let me get your license, bro. Let me see if you're active. You don't even got a right to carry. You're exempt from that because you're a cop, okay? Because you don't need a right to carry.
We sure
They
do.
give you the right. Your police station gives you the right, okay? Don't
No,
tell
we
me.
have to
I know,
tell them
buddy. I know what I'm talking about. All right.
And again, a cop's about to argue a point he knows nothing about. In the state of Massachusetts, police are not required to have FID or licenses to carry their firearms. Every other citizen is required, police are not. Massachusetts law allows police officers to carry a firearm on their badge. Meaning, without a license to carry a firearm that every other citizen requires, they can simply carry one because they're a cop. I mean, that in itself sounds asinine. So when you go down to the police department in Massachusetts, you have to fill out a request to be able to receive a permit so that you can carry a firearm. But the person who's deciding whether or not you get to carry a firearm themselves most likely does not have a license to carry, they're carrying on their badge. So a person that doesn't have a permit to carry is going to tell somebody else if they can have a permit to carry. And that, in fact, is the law. Another law that this cop doesn't understand.
Me police officer. Me understand law. Me speak big words.
I don't think so.
How long you been a cop for?
6 months. 6 months. 6 months.
Whoa! He's been a cop for 6 whole months. That's a big boy. 6 weeks of training, 6 months being a cop, and this guy knows everything that there is to know. Well, at least that's what he thinks. His knowledge is extremely limited. It seems like the hiring talent pool in Tewksbury, Massachusetts is very shallow. I'm thinking ankles deep at best. But he has been a cop for 6 months, and he's a very big boy.
6 months. Okay. So you know.
Okay.
Okay. You did 6 months of training and you've been a cop for 6 months.
Okay.
You know nothing. You don't know the law. Don't ask people for IDs.
All right.
It's like crack to you guys. Okay, pal? That's a Fourth Amendment violation. That's why people hate cops. Because if you don't do what you're told, your career's gone.
Oh.
And it's a career. And it's not a job. It's a career, right?
Okay.
I got a job. I'm a roofer. I could lose my job any day, right? I'm not protected by qualified immunity like all the police are, right?
I got you.
Listen to what I'm saying, buddy, because I know what I'm talking about. You know? And stop IDing people when you don't have to.
I'm IDing him because he's on a public way.
I don't care. That doesn't give you the right.
If you're not active, then guess what? You can't be driving on the streets.
Well,
Guess what? If you're not active, then you're not going to be on the streets.
This cop lost his cool for a second, and that's all it took to show his true colors and his true intentions. This guy is on a crusade. No one should be driving inactive. And he's going to pull as many people over as he can and run as many IDs as he can to make sure people aren't inactive, whether they've committed a crime or not. I told you about that cop tunnel vision, and this is it. Even though he was dumb, this cop was able to maintain his cool for most of the video. But the moment MAA audits told him that he couldn't just ask people for their ID anymore, that's the moment this cop realized where his perceived authority was being challenged, and that was not going to happen. He needed to protect his ability to illegally run people's information.
guess what? If you think he's active or not, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay? You have to have reasonable articulate suspicion that this guy committed a crime, is about to commit a crime,
Good.
or is wanted for committing a crime to get an ID from him. Period. Did you hear what I just said? Listen to what I'm saying, because
Did you
these...
guys exchange information?
the-
Alright,
the-
you want to do that now?
No, I said we're all set. I don't need his information. I'm not hurt. He's not hurt. The cars are not hurt.
Okay, very good.
You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah, I hear you. Though.
I'm very highly on my constitutional rights
Yeah.
and the people's constitutional
respect that,
rights.
as you should.
That's why I'm out here
Yeah.
risking my freedom and my rights to show the people that you don't have the authority. You got no authority over me whatsoever. None. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I got
Because
you.
I'm pulled over on the side of the road. I can sleep here if I want. This is my fucking street. We pay taxes for these streets. These are our streets, not the police's street, not the fucking police station to tell you where you can park and where you cannot park, okay?
got you.
Now, I can't park in the middle of the street because now I'm obstructing traffic, right? But if I'm off to the side, I'm not obstructing traffic. So, I mean, read the Constitution, really, because I'm the only one around, not the only one around right now, but there's a couple around here right now. This place is going to be flooded. It's going to get to the point where when you pull somebody over, their camera's going on.
Yeah.
So you better make sure you pull them over for a good reason. See this car?
I do. Yep.
Look at this car. You see the state police sticker in the back window? Right next to it's a freaking camera. So if you ever think you're gonna pull me over and get my ID off me, you better make sure I went through a red light, and you better have it on dash cam or something, because I got it on cam. You're not gonna get me, you know what I mean? And I will go to jail. You can cuff me and stuff me, then I'll sue the hell out of you. And I'm sure, oh, you haven't heard that because you've only been on the job for 6 months. But you're gonna hear that a million times on the job. I do this for a living, okay? Not full time, but when I do go full time, I'm gonna try and straighten this town out. I'm gonna try and straighten these officers out. I gotta start with your sergeants at the top, okay? Because they tell you what to do, and if you don't do it, you don't get hours, and then you'll end up getting fired. I already know the code of silence. I've been through the whole schmeal deal. You know what I mean? Investigations after investigations, you know, and just collecting data, just like you guys do, right? Just like when everybody, you just ran his plate, you ran my plate.
Yep.
For no reason.
No, like I said, so...
For no reason.
You want to hear me out for a second?
Nope, we don't want to hear you out for a second. Hard pass. I've heard enough of your cop logic for one day to keep my brain spinning for the next 3 months. MAA audit was flawless. A total masterclass on how to deal with police in a situation that most people always want to know what you're supposed to do during. So thanks to MAA Audits for sharing, and the unnamed and anonymous attorney that helped us out with understanding exactly what your rights are when dealing with police after a minor accident. Check out MAA Audits. His channel and original video will be in the description of this one. Tell him Accountability for All sent you. He's a real good friend of mine. Love the guy, and if you haven't watched him yet, you're going to love him too. And until next time, that's the reason I stopped you today.